Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Love is Blind. Here's what you missed: punching trees, finding a village, finding another village, and finding another village. Stay tuned to find out what's next. In reality, guys, the recording that I made of this particular world, I spent about 30 minutes in this world before, and it got completely like the recording was horrible. It was really bad. It was the frame like half the frames were gone. I have no idea why. I'm still trying to figure that out, but I believe I may have fixed the problem. Hopefully. So anyway, this is my survival world. Same sort of idea as my hardcore world, except for I don't need to worry about dying. This is purely a chill world where I can build at my leisure, where I can play the game at my leisure and just sort of have fun and chat and all that kind of stuff. This is going to be a YouTube only content world. The only progress I make here will be with you guys, with you watching. So lucky you. I also have one other dedicated world that's going to be just for YouTube, and that's my hardcore world. So if you guys are interested in my hardcore content along these same lines, that's the place to go. Just I'm trying to upload those either daily or every other day. So just keep an eye out for those. They should appear in your feed if you subscribe. But anyway, this is the world. Like I said, not much happened. Well, I shouldn't say as I said, as the very, very kind announcer said, not much has happened. I've punched some trees, I found three villages, and that's really as far as I've gotten. And I really want to do more this episode. I really want to get more done. Oh, I've killed a lot of cows too. A really despicable number of cows. So we're going to start building some infrastructure today, I think. We're going to start building up some farms. We're going to start working through some of the early game stuff that we should have kind of already done. I want to go through and get a wheat farm going, a carrot farm going, a potato farm going, and a beet farm going. If I can get all four of those done, then that will get me really well set on the food front, and then I'd love to start breeding cows and sheep because they're also a great source of food and leather and wool and just any resources I could want. So we're going to start with that. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys have had a wonderful weekend. Right now, it is Monday morning for me, and it's been oh man, it's been difficult. I took a very long walk in an effort to sort of renew my dedication to becoming more physically fit in the new year, and I made the mistake of walking out too far, so I ended up walking 7.5 miles by the time I was done, and that was Saturday afternoon. Oh, there's another one. I was looking for another one. That was Saturday afternoon, and I'm still so sore. I cannot. I can barely function right now. It feels horrible. But that being said, I am really looking forward to getting out there again and going on another walk. Maybe taking my dogs with me. My dogs, because of my work schedule coming up, my parents will be watching them for a while, so I want to get as much time with them as I can before they get sent off to live with my family for a little while. I am planning on getting them back at some point. I really hope that I can, but right now I need to focus on, making sure that I'm financially stable, and having dogs is just not something that I can do right now, and I want to make sure they're getting the best care possible. So my parents will be watching them for me, so thank God for them. But anyway, let's go ahead and see if we can get a fence built. I know I don't really have a ton of wood. I really didn't spend as much time cutting trees as I did in the hardcore world. I spent a lot of time in the hardcore world cutting trees. Looks like we can't get much. I could make a little bit more of this, but I'm still not gonna get much. Yeah, so we need to go get some more trees cut. No big deal. And I currently have not enough wood left to make sticks to. Oh, good God. I'll replace this later. Let's go ahead and just make a bunch of sticks out of that, and then we can make ourselves an iron axe. We'll just go ahead and quickly expend this axe completely in getting materials. I'd like to go and break down these other two farms because they're now useless, and there's no point in having them around. So let's quickly go ahead and get rid of these, and that'll give us some materials to use. And we can take these as well. Those will be useful. And this will also give us a little bit of wood to work with as well, which is kind of why I thought of it in the first place. You know, no running off after trees, just cut them down, cut it up right here. I wish so I know you can take logs and planks and put them directly into fire into a furnace, and that's good. I wish that they made it so that you could cut this into like firewood, because oak is really good firewood specifically. And it would be cool if there was a way that you could cut it into firewood where it would specifically give more, give more heats if you cut it into firewood. That probably is a little bit much for Minecraft for a simulator, but it would be really cool. I think it would add a dose of realism. Because I mean I've lived and worked in areas where you have to cut firewood and it's just a fact of life. So it would add a little dose of realism for me having lived in those circumstances. All right. Well, between those, we got a bunch of wood, so let's go ahead and go back and drop that here. We don't need a ton of wood right now except for the fences, so I'm not going to spend a whole ton of time gathering. However, we do have a few saplings, I think. No, actually, we don't. We have no saplings. So we do need to start a tree farm, but I'm going to put that secondary to us getting this farm going. Once we have the farm going, we can worry about that. Okay, so let's start with 61, see what that gets us. I want to do at least a 10 by 10. Let's do 11 by 11 farm interior dimension, just so that we can have, a centered gate, and so it's not breaking my eyes. So we'll start, we're gonna have to, okay, and that's 11, and then over and over. And so the interior of this should be 11. Okay. I'm very meticulous about my farms because it looks really weird when you don't have everything centered properly when it's so simple to center it. So anyway, that's that. And then we'll go ahead and put another bracket in. We're gonna have to make more fences. Okay, so that would be our wheat farm and our carrot farm. Those are the two things we have the most of. Well, actually, we don't have very much wheat, but we have wheat and potato, carrots and potatoes. So we'll be able to easily fill those up. I am I'm very excited to get this made up. Looks like night's already coming. Okay, let's head back and sleep. Even though we're not in a hardcore world, I don't want to deal with mobs at all. I am not a fan. Um, let's go ahead and transfer this whole stack into sticks, and then we'll make ourselves let's make two copper shovels because I think we're gonna end up using up all our wood, and then we'll make the rest into fences. Okay, and let's get some sleep. Why is that bed a different color than that bed? That's weird. Let me sleep, please. All right. Well, I hope you all had a great weekend. Like I said before, um, I am currently working on, I actually today should be getting a call back about a potential position that's available to me as a welder, and I'm really looking forward to it. That's 8, 9, 10, 11, and then over 1 and back. Okay. And so I'm really looking forward to this position because I'm actually trained as a welder. It's one of the things that I really have enjoyed um, as an adult is being able to weld and being able to um, I don't know. There's something about melting and fusing steel together that's just really satisfying. I don't think any of the men here will disagree. And, you know, if you're a wonderful lady and you think that that sounds awesome, then you're probably more awesome than I tend to give most people credit for. Because some people just don't understand how fun it is to just melt steel. You know, most people don't understand. Then again, if you play Minecraft, I feel like you'd understand the desire to melt things or blow things up. Man, this shovel's gonna break so quick. So right now we don't have very many beetroot seeds, so I'm not gonna build a beet farm. Just well, I should though. Oh, and I kind of built these at 11 by 11, not really thinking about the fact that they won't reach that far. The water source in the center won't reach that far because in the center because it only reaches out 4 blocks. So I'm gonna have 5 blocks worth of reach required. Okay, so the stuff on the edge is just not gonna grow as well. I'm just gonna have to settle for that fact because I'm not cutting it all down and rebuilding it. All right, well that's pen one done. I just need to finish cutting out pen two. Now, I usually don't focus very much on farms. I'm trying to do that this game because when I get to mid game, I tend to have an issue with having enough food. Like always, I never have enough food. I never have, you know, everything I need. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to cut that off of the past, trying to make sure that I have all that stuff available regardless of the progress I make elsewhere. Because this is an area where I never truly progressed past, you know, making the farm originally. So, and that's fine. I want to make sure that I have at least the resources available to make food later on, so I'm not scrambling. Even if I never automate, even if I never do anything else with it. All right, that's pen two done. Okay, so downside is I feel like we're gonna have a little bit of dead space here. So maybe if we turn these into smaller like coops, for not coops because that would imply chickens, but like just I can do cows and sheep in either spot here. So let's go ahead and pen this off into a smaller area. And what I'm going to do is I'll leave a little bit of a gap like right here so I can walk through. So I'll start the next pen. Looks like the walkway's here, so I'll probably set it back a little bit. So I'll start the next pen this direction. Gosh dang it. So we'll start the next pen going that direction, and we'll demarcate that. And so what we'll do is we'll have the pens coming this way. How much space do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if I go to center, that'll be 3 over that, and then over, and over, and then down the middle. So that'll be our sheep and cow pens. We're gonna have to get some leads made, which means I need to stay out and fight some spiders, which I'm not a big fan of the idea of, but at least I have that done. So now let's go ahead and I can do smaller carrot and potato farms. So I can have them just come back to this point, or I can make them the same size as the. Sorry, no, I can make smaller potato and beetroot farms, but then I'd be making them, you know, smaller than everything else. Let's see how much space I have going to there. So I'm gonna have to go make some more really quick. Am I completely out of wood? Did I use up all the rest of my wood already? I think I did. Yep, I did. Okay, so we're gonna take a break and do some tree cutting. We're gonna need to do some harvesting of saplings anyway. If we can get a sapling farm going really quick, that would be fantastic. This is the part that normally doesn't get shown in videos. So if this is boring to you, I understand. But the whole point of this is not to necessarily, be bored or not. It's a time for me to be able to hang out with you guys and hear what you guys have to say and just talk with you. So I'm hoping that at the very least you guys are enjoying that level of it. Let's move this along a little bit. You know what? We'll come back to it. I don't want to stay and deal with that. And I think there's a drop around here somewhere. Aha, egg. So another thing that I want to get going is a chicken farm because those are very easily made into just food grinders. I can get infinite food fried chicken and feathers, which would be really amazing have a if I wanted to have arrows very easily at hand. I plan on making a mob grinder here very soon. I'd like to be able to. And this is actually a perfect area to make a mob grinder. All I have to do is go over this hill and it's flat terrain. It's really nice. So there won't be a lot of mobs spawning and distracting from it. If I built it up like right here, like straight from the middle there, I would have no issue with mobs, at least very small amounts of issue. And I mean, there's always going to be some problem with it, but if it's a mob grinder for one person, I don't think it'll be an issue. I don't think it'll be a problem. All right, so I want to make sure I'm getting as many saplings as possible. I need to eat some food. Just realized I'm completely out of hunger. All right. Ooh, I didn't know that was there. That's a little bit intimidating. Okay, so we got one sapling. Yay us. Yay us. If I wanted to get if I wanted to get more food as well, I could start breeding rabbits. It's not something I've ever done before, so I don't know how that would work. Um, but I know you can get a lot of them pretty quickly. At least if they're anything like real life rabbits. I remember when I was younger and I lived at my parents' house, there were tons of rabbits that would like they're like this just the wild field rabbits that would like come and like they would burrow in our yard and live there. It was so cool. I really enjoyed that. I actually ended up one of like our nest the nest got disturbed by our dog, so I ended up keeping one of them for some of them for quite a while, and it was really cool. We ended up releasing them once they got big enough, but my guess is they probably didn't survive because their mom never came back for them, and yada yada yada. And they were still decently small, so my guess is a predator probably got them once we released them. But it was still fun. It was still cool to be a part of that and to try to help where we could. I am cheating a little bit because my mini map shows me like those red dots on the mini map are drops. Um, so I am cheating a little bit. So forgive me for that. I just want to come back over here and make sure that this tree has given up everything it's going to. All right, so we got 7 saplings. Not what I was hoping we'd get, but it's what we got. Let's go ahead and break down this fence here. We'll put the sapling farm like right along here. That should be perfect for it. It's already nighttime. And so I'm just carving out this little area so that we can plant the saplings. And then we'll go sleep really quick. All right, I don't know if this will give it enough space, but we'll go ahead and throw them there. If they grow, they grow. If not, then I'll dig out more space for them. But as of right now, we're looking very healthy on the infrastructure front. The cool thing about the mini map when I'm at this elevation, when I'm next to the village, is that it, especially when I'm inside, it won't show the higher terrains like where the mountains are. So when I'm inside, it's only showing the valley, which I think is really cool. Okay, so we specifically need to get more wood because we can't do anything more until we get that. So this is already 5. Okay, and then we'll have to make some fences as well. And I'm going to dig that area out a little bit more at a later point. We're also going to add in the chicken farm toward the back just to make it just to make it a little bit more worthwhile. Okay, where, oh where? I thought I saw a tree over here. Hmm, there's trees right there. Honestly, I should be. I'm planning on taking down and rebuilding the village anyway, because eventually I want to have like a full villager trading post and an iron farm, and then I want to have a populated village with just villagers. No rhyme or reason to them, just villagers around the village. You know, I would really like to have that, and then I could put a wall around this whole thing to make sure that they're safe from any mobs coming in. I like, yes, I want to take over the land and I want to sort of make it my own, but at the same time, I want it to be somewhat genuinely Minecraft. Ooh, I'm frozen. Oh, okay. I like froze mid jump there. And we're gonna do some terraforming. We're gonna have to take out this ravine and that one over there, and I'll probably turn those into just mining depots. Let's leave this one. That one looks nice. So eventually, this whole area is going to be flattened and made a lot more commercial. Um, the I'll probably build more like apartments for them rather than having them as like individual houses. I think apartments would fit well enough in the aesthetic that I'm trying to build. Like, I honestly haven't given it much thought, but I feel like the apartment aesthetic, the sort of the cityscape aesthetic, it'll be like a mini city. Um, so we'd have the farmland out there, like towards the outskirts of town. We'd have the farmland and all the mob stuff. But then I could introduce very easily um, infrastructure, allowing it to look more commercial. Like if I had an iron farm and I had enough iron coming through, I could build all my structures out of iron. And then, okay, you guys don't need to be penned up. There's no point. So I'll use these fences and use that tree. But I mean, I feel like iron construction is really good for making things look somewhat industrial and commercial. Um, so I'll probably build I built a cactus farm in a server that I shared with my brothers a while back. I feel like that would look good in like I made that in iron and glass, and I think that looked really good and would probably yet lend to the aesthetic. And then between all these structures, all these farms, I could build apartments for all the villagers, and then have a villager trading hall, which looks more like a shopping mall almost. I feel like that would be a really cool progression for this world to take. So let's go ahead and make all of that, and then just straight over into that, and then blink. So we have 3 gates. We have 3 gates. I have 4 different crops I want to grow, and then 2. So I need 3 more. So we'll do that, and then we'll have. This should be plenty enough. There should be no reason we have an issue. I'm gonna go and grab the rest of those saplings. It looks like a bunch more dropped, and we want to have a very expansive tree farm because there's just not any trees in this area. There's not anything, there's not enough. But I'd like to, maybe like around that tree there that I didn't want to cut down, maybe I can do like an old town, like an old district. Um, Allow it to be a little bit more of, historic villager town, you know? Like when you drive into old cities, like I live in Michigan, and so you drive down to um, downtown Grand Rapids or downtown Gaylord or downtown whatever, and they have see they have like the old town vibes. Like there's in Gaylord, I know there's like the German um, architecture that just really fits, old German ideal of, well, not necessarily German, but like Germanic. At least it seems German to me. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Could be Swedish or whatever, but I'm pretty sure it's German. Okay, so this the last one's going to be cut a little short because this building's here, and I'm not going to take down a whole building just to allow this, but I can butt it up directly against this, so then the vents would just run off the back. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the gate's gonna be a little off center. I don't like that, but it is what it is. Let's put it here. Okay, so we'll have to do a little bit of digging. Okay, so it's already 6 long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then an extra one to do the corner, and so 3, 4, 5. Oh, I'll have to cut all the way to the. Oh, let's cut all the way to the shop anyway. If you're curious as to why I'm leaving a gap between the fence, it's just because mobs and NPCs will walk over it and then they'll just trample all the crops. So in case you didn't know that, that's why I can jump it because I got skills, man. I got mad skills. And don't try to deny it. You know it's true. All right, this is gonna be a lot. This is gonna be a little bit of a longer episode because I'm already at the 30-minute mark and I still need to plant all these crops. And I'm not gonna get off right as I'm about to finish the project. The only thing I will be waiting on is getting the cows and sheep because I don't want to use any of my current. Well, then again, it won't exactly. We might do the cows and sheep too. We might do the cows and sheep too. All right. I am maxed out, aren't I? Keep all the crops and stuff with me. Okay. 2 more shovels, I think. Thank you, shovel salesman. So the only thing I'm concerned about is I need to block off that ledge there to keep the blacksmith from coming across and falling straight in. So block that off now. Okay, now no worries. Very easy problem to fix, I guess. Now, tomorrow, when we come back, we're going to be delving into the mines, which means I'm probably just going to go straight down that cavern. Like, as far down as we can go. We already got pickaxes. We already got tons of torches. No, we don't have tons of torches. We have 2. We'll need more torches, but we're going to be delving into the mines and seeing what kind of favor we've received from the RNG gods. All right. That is that done. I think we'll do beetroots in this last one just because the space constraint is a little bit different. Um, but other than that, I think we're good to go. Let's get some sleep and then plant the crops and get some sheep and cows in here. Let me go to sleep. Let me go to sleep. Please. Please. Okay, this is ridiculous. I can't quite see the... Now I can see stars. I should be able to sleep now. All right, but if you look at the mini map, you'll see, well, even here, you'll see all of our little... No, it's not even a full chunk. Very cool. Very cool. All right, so let's go ahead and drop all of our junk. We'll get ourselves a hoe. And then we'll get to planting. Ooh, and I'm gonna need water. I don't have any iron for water. So, well, I guess we're gonna have to go without. We'll just leave a spot for it. Things can grow without water, it just doesn't do as good. So we'll take care of that next video. What we'll do for right now is we will go ahead and dig the hole for it. And that should at least leave us a spot for it. That would be just fine. Oh, I should probably do the trick. Now, like I said, the water hole that I just dug will not... Oh, well, that's kind of perfect. All right, so that's everything we can do for here, and the water should get that, the rain should get that, the rest of that taken care of. Well, we can go ahead and do carrots next. Hopefully this hoe will work. I have meat for that. I don't want to eat carrots. Good lord. That's for emergencies only. All right. Okay. And we'll go back to the start and plant some more, the rest of the wheat as well at some point. But as of right now, we just don't need to. So just potatoes and then the beetroots, I believe. And these will fill up. Like next time I harvest, it'll max these out. And then I'll just be storing the excess. Okay, so that's that done. Let's go ahead and pace off. Right? So that's 3 of them done. We've got the beetroot seeds to do, and then that will be us done with that. We'll have a little bit more wheat we can do, but okay. And let's go ahead and just paste it off the gate again. There's no point in making it more complicated than that. All right. There we go. Now let's go back and get a little bit more of the wheat since we have a few more. All right. And now we have some saplings we can throw down. Looks like the saplings we threw down already have grown really well. So if we could just have a nice, this whole area is gonna be the most productive area of the whole area of the whole area. English is great, guys. It's gonna be a very productive area for us. So I'm gonna see if I can snag these sheep. I want to just have one color of sheep just because multiple colors kind of make cause issues. So I'll probably kill off that one. Um, oh, well, if he's not gonna come, then I won't worry about it. So we only need two, so I'm only gonna worry about getting two of cows and two of sheep right now. That's all I'm gonna worry about. I just want to do the sheep first because I want them to put them in. I want to put them in a separate pen and not have that issue. Hey, get back here. Let's just walk right in. All right, they are done. Now let's get some cows. We'll just go ahead and do the same trick because why not? That seems to work really well. No, sorry, dude. I don't want to deal with you and cows at the same time. I need a second cow. Okay, so there's a second cow here. Let's grab him first. And then if there's no others nearby, we can, hey buddy, we can grab another one. We'll just keep gathering eggs, and so eventually, and hopefully next episode, we can start a chicken farm. If we get enough iron, we can make ourselves a fully functioning chicken farm. All we need is a cauldron, a hopper, a dispenser, and some other redstone components. Minor ones, but redstone nonetheless. You just gotta do their little spin. All right, completed. Now we have now we have 4 farms and cows and sheep, and we will soon have chickens as well. So we will soon be on our way to complete food security in this server, in this world, not server. This is single player, by the way. Nobody else allowed. So guys, thank you so much for watching. This has been a great episode. We made a lot of progress today. Lots of progress. I mean, if I played another like 3 or 4 hours, we could probably have full diamond armor, full emerald or good lord, full iron or diamond armor. But I really don't see the need to do anything that extensive right now. We're 40 minutes in. I think this has been a great episode. We had a really cool announcer at the beginning. I hope you liked him. He'll probably be back for the next one. Or maybe not. Maybe I shove him in the closet and not let him out ever again. But anyway, so lots to do on this server. Lots more to do next time we come back. So I will see you guys then. Don't miss this next episode. Make sure you hit subscribe. Make sure you like and comment about what you liked about this episode. I want to know. I want to hear from you guys. So anyway, I will see you guys next episode. And for now, farewell. And this has been Panache.